10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. Radiant team pick.
Idea. Ja.
근데 유행이죠. 유행 상품.
네. 예전에도 뭐 간혹 가다가 이 혼돈 기사와 세트로 팔리는 경우는 있었는데 이런 식으로 유행이 됐던 적은 또 처음인 것 같아요. 고대 영혼.
그래서 고대 영혼이 정말 모든 스킬이 고루고루 버프가 되면서
네.
그동안 약간 사장돼 있었다가 막 아직까지 팀들이 또 파워법을 모르는 상황에서
네.
강력하기 때문에 그래서 이제 조금씩 쓰이면서 좀 파워법이 나온 다음에는 좀 안정적으로
그렇죠.
딱 필요한 상황만 나오는 그런 픽으로 변할 거라고 생각이 됩니다.
특히 이 고대 영혼이 있을 때 1렙 싸움이지 않습니까? 그 적 정글이나 아군 정글에서의 1렙 싸움 때 이 오한의 손길 스킬로 인해서 거의 지지 않는 1렙 싸움에서 지지 않는 그런 모습을 자주 보여줘요. 고대 영혼 있는 조합이.
딜 양이 틀리죠?
Вани, Фурион, Дум, Ланая, Бристол Бэк от No Problem, MVP же избавились от Эмбер Спирита, Никса, Рубика и Виномансера. Так, есть мидер, есть, наверное, мейн керри, вряд ли это Сларков лейнер, ну и...
At the top half, both of these teams.
Okay, and the name change seems to have come along with QO leaving the team. I don't see him on the roster.
QO's, I forget who he's playing for, but I believe he is playing for a different team now.
Okay.
Maybe it's MVP Phoenix. It was one of the stronger teams that he played for.
Ah, interesting. Okay, well, Cynical, for those of you who don't know, used to play in the Australian team. He was actually on Team Natural 9 for a while, so he's sort of one of the more experienced veterans as far as the Dota 2 scene goes in Korea, but hasn't really made a breakout there yet. But he's going to be the captain for this team, it looks like.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's an interesting draft here as well. I guess we should talk about it now as it's nearly reached its conclusion. Prophet and Doom ban, fairly unusual bans in the first stage. It was an overall first pick Invoker, Sandkey Mirana the quick reply, then the Slark, Ancient Apparition selected later on, good counter to Slark, a little bit annoying for him since he can't get his passive regen from Shadow Dance when he's affected, and just a strong support in general. And as the draft rounds out, they go Puck Luna, so MVP HOT6. I'm just looking at a very level-dependent lineup here. Every single one of these heroes needs quite a bit of levels and a decent amount of farm, so a bit greedy.
Yeah, it is fairly greedy. They have got signs though with we've got Luna with Chilling Touch, so if you have a trailing versus trailing scenario, I think MVP HOT6 do have a more powerful lane, but it looks like they're going to be putting Mirana into a sort of solo role with the Luna pick, because Luna kind of needs a support set, which Mirana's sort of a bit iffy when it comes to a lot of 1v1 matchups against heroes who maybe like an Invoker or even a Batrider who can just sort of push you out of the lane a bit.
Yeah, as though this day weren't star-crossed enough, I saw Phenol log on, and I just had some worries about Phenol pauses coming out, so quickly logged off with Steam Friends. But so far it's been a star-crossed day. Hopefully that will not continue, but, well, it's time now, gods. It's our first of 4 matches for day number 2 of Starlighter Korea. 7 days of group stage play, and then the top 4 teams move on to the playoffs, which should be a LAN event, I believe, hosted by Nexon.
Okay.
So those have not, the schedule for those has not been officially released, but it should be before the end of this month. So by the time this month is out, we'll have our one and only Korean team going to Kiev.
Yeah, and as far as Starlight's concerned, this is Season 9. We've got tons of action over the next month and a half. Like, we're going straight from Starlighter Korea. We've got Starlighter Europe Day 2 starting directly after this, more or less. So Dota 2 action all day long from Starlighter. It's become a global league, and it's absolutely massive.
I mean, you look at the Starlighter to get 222 games. Last season, not counting the LAN finals, was like 120 or so just for Europe.
30 seconds.
So you have Europe, and then you have 3 more divisions, and you've got a bigger LAN finals. and the ticket is the same price. That's
Dude,
not
LAN
bad.
finals is going to be sick. You've got teams from 4 different regions being represented, and it's just going to be absolutely insane when you get the actual. You have your Star out of Europe, which is what people think of as Star, but you throw in an American representative, 2 Chinese representatives, and a Korean representative. Suddenly, you have yourself a huge global final.
And just at Season 8, we broke 300K between the Russian and English streams. Imagine,
Yeah.
and that was with
And
4
battle
teams
begins
and just
for good
European
and
teams. Imagine when you've got all 4 regions, what can be done. So, of course, Navi versus Alliance doesn't hurt. We'll see if we get that at the upcoming LAN finals. But, guys, it's all about the Korean matches now, and we start with MVP HOT6, not to be confused with MVP Phoenix, versus NP, formerly FiDNQ. FX going to be playing the Treant Protector, and they'll give us a chance to catch our breath here as they do disconnect quickly. We have Sagun handling the Slark. Cynical, the Australian transplant you mentioned, will be playing the support Visage. Getting my heroes mixed up here. KSH, Solomid, Invoker, and that does leave Ranto, that's a cool name, as the offlane Batrider.
Okay, well, over on the Radiant side, we do have Team MVP. We've got Danny playing the Puck, Dubu on the Ancient Apparition, Andrew handling the Mirana, Sunbeat currently disconnected, it's going to be on the Sand King, just waiting for him to come back in, and then Adam is going to be on the Luna.
So, running a defensive tri-lane Luna, Ancient Apparition will be supporting that lane. Even though there's a support Sand King here, really hard for Batrider to do anything in this lane. You walk in, you just get right-clicked by the Luna Aura, as well as the Ancient Apparition passive, the Chilling Touch. Ancient Apparition can trade blows with enemy offlaners. He's one of the few supports that can do it, actually.
Yeah, and Batrider has gone for a boots first, which will help him out a bit as far as getting away, but if Sand King somehow gets in range for a stun, the damage output with Lunar Blessing plus Chilling Touch is just going to be ridiculous, and that should be a pretty straightforward kill for MVP, so I think Bat will struggle a bit there, but similarly, Mirana for the MVP offlane is a pretty weak offlane candidate, and that's also going to be a big struggle up against this Visage, Treant, and Slack tri lane.
How do you feel about the offlane Puck versus Mirana? Because I know teams like Cloud9 much prefer the Puck offlane, partially just because it's Bone7 who plays it, and Sing Sing will normally go mid. But in some ways, the Puck is a little bit harder to kill in the offlane.
Yeah, I think Puck is a bit more annoying in the offlane, especially the Radiant offlane where you're almost guaranteed to get some experience with where the creep equilibrium beats now, and I think Puck is just a bit more versatile without any farm later on in the game, whereas Mirana you kind of do want at least some basic core items up on.
Right.
So I'd probably have a slight preference towards the Mirana mid and
The one good thing about Mirana offlane is her roaming is a lot more scary early on.
yeah.
Whereas if the Puck leaves, it's like, so what?
Yeah.
Before hit level 6.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you can-
speak Korean, so I can't offer too much here, but I do copy-paste when we're in the lobby and just see what they're talking about. Some the translations get a little weird sometimes. It's like, pretty sure he didn't say that.
Yeah, Google Translate's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
But use it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
That's
You casted the first day of the Korean action?
Yes, 4 just awful stops, like completely one-sided.
Well, these two teams
Painful.
here should be relatively even.
Yeah.
This is the weaker of the 2 MVP teams?
Yes, MVP Phoenix definitely one of the scarier teams. They're actually, some people would argue they're the strongest team in the qualifier. I know Blitz thinks they're actually the strongest
In the
in the qualifier.
Korea.
He puts them above Bird Gang as well as 5NQ actually.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I think this team here with no problem. I don't think QO was like the driving force for the team. I mean, sure, he was kind of that solo mid star in a lot of ways and made plays happen, but he was kind of one of those greedy playmakers who sort of had to either won your team the game or lost the game. So I think if you find a good replacement for that, and we'll have to see how their solo mid player does in KSH, I think this could be potentially even stronger team.
Yeah, while we have a moment here, I guess we can try and look at some stats if I can get them up. Just take a look at what's coming up today as well. I'm still getting used to our new software here, but
Move crabs.
yes, we have crabs. For anyone who hasn't seen them, let's see, where are they? Ah, yes, the crabs. Like, what was the plan with this?
You know,
Like, practical purpose
I
for
can
the crab?
imagine the guys in Ukraine were having a production meeting, and I can just imagine them
We need more crabs in our
shooting
life.
back their vodka, and like some guy said, "Crabs, that's the solution. That's going to be our big season 9 sticking point for our production."
I'm a very small child when it comes to these things. But yeah, 4 matches coming up today. 5NQ and as you can see, they are 5NQ. I saw some people little confused, doubting us in the chat. Well, fuck y'all, you're wrong. I know what I'm talking about. Just kidding. But MVP Phoenix versus Nemesis is coming up next. That will probably be one-sided. Nemesis did not look that strong. Newbie versus MS, which is Monkey Spammer.
Okay.
Very interesting name.
That's the team with Khan on it, I believe.
Yes.
Who's the
and
Westerner
he was
living in
crushing
Korea.
face in his
Okay.
first match. And then MVP Phoenix versus Nemesis again. Is that
Gotcha.
right? I might have put that in wrong. Let's see here.
Apparently I'm a bit loud. I don't know if I need to be turned down. That's a first. Me louder than you.
Yeah, one of these mics is just a little bit quieter. Well, I turned you down a touch. Guys, let me know if the
Okay.
volume levels are better. And outside of that, what else do we have in here? I'm just going to mess around. Rosters.
A little toy box for you to play with.
Oh, we're a bit lacking on photos here. Okay, just pretend you didn't see them. No.
It's just reinforcing the whole nameless and faceless Koreans.
Yeah, literally faceless
Just-
Koreans. We're still playing around with the new tools here that Starletters help provide us with.
Yeah.
So.
So the thanking is just switching PCs apparently. Hopefully back underway, but
Okay. Well, I guess we can talk a little bit about you coming back to America, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good.
God's claimed that he would not have jet lag. Then he promptly slept until like 8 p.m. today. So I'm not
I
sure.
was purposely just adjusting to a Asian casting schedule again. So no,
How's
I
it,
don't know.
how's it treating you? You glad to be back? You were excited. He was excited about the internet actually, like having real internet was
And
his
the
big
internet's
thing.
cut out once already, so
It's
as excited as I
Yeah,
was.
we may have to give Verizon a call. Verizon, if you're watching and you want to provide us with high quality service, we'd be proud to say nice things about you instead of talking smack. But
Yeah.
get your act together. I'm serious.
Yeah, LA nice. Oh, not really in LA, but
Well, the LA, the greater LA region, as
Yeah.
it were. I'm not ignoring you, just working on our overlays here.
we have name tags.
Well, the power cut out twice, right? So I did not exactly have a chance to set it up properly. But
That's okay.
I am in fact not Zyori, in case you couldn't tell from.
I thought I was casting with Zyra. You had me fooled, LD.
Yeah. Well, that was my thinking when we brought him in. Is the nice thing is we have enough hair now. Like we made up for my lack thereof, right? So, and with you,
My hair's-
you lost your lovely locks, so we needed an upgrade in that department.
Yeah.
Also our intern Roland has quite a head of hair.
Yes.
Very unusual, I will say.
Brian's not that hairy, but
This is getting weird. For anyone who's wondering, we are just waiting for the players to rejoin the game, so not much going on, but
No.
Talk to me. Tell me a story.
I
What did you do in Australia? Anything exciting?
put on a few pounds. That's what I did.
We,
For the first time in my-
someone's offering to get us shirts. They who shall not be named. And I'm like, oh, you're a medium, right? He's like, no, I think I'm a large.
I've been a medium for like my entire life, and I think I've finally come to terms with the fact that I'm no longer a medium.
Can't eat whatever you want all the time.
Well, I still
you can,
can,
okay.
but I'm just no longer a medium. I sometimes it depends. Some shirts like shrink more than others.
Right.
But to be
That's-
safe, I'm now
That's
normally in the
loser
past.
talk.
Normally in the past, I'd just go medium. If it shrunk, it would still fit okay. But now
if
it's like
you will the shirt to be larger and
no.
fit you suitably. K-Pop-Tosis is offering us a fan. We're not sure what's causing the power outages, so for now we're just sweating.
Going. This is like the good old days back in the old studio where.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, there was like a solid week-long period when Merlini
Yeah.
was visiting us in the middle of the summer where the AC just broke, completely busted, would not work.
It was like 100 degrees.
And the room that we were in was really small, and there was 8 computers there, plus we had this, what would you call it, a thick tarp kind of thing, to block the sunlight from the
Yeah.
next room. So it kind of insulated the room. So it literally turned into a sauna.
I feel like this room without AC, it's kind of dark. It could actually.
It's gonna get hot. This is
It'll get a bit
this is
hot,
the upper floors of the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll have a tour coming soon, I believe. Maybe. Am I allowed to talk about that? Well,
soon, yeah, we
Cat's
will
out
have
of the
a
bag.
we'll have a tour soon. We'll get to see what all the rooms look like. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
meet the cats if the
Meet
cats
the
are cooperating.
the cats do not want to meet me, so
Yeah.
maybe
so
maybe
I,
they like our fans more than me. But
So I rescued 2 kittens, right? And I brought them home. They were very timid, very scared. I fed them. I took them to the vet. I bathed them. You know, I took good care of them. Gave them the finest treats. You know, do all the stuff with the litter, the water, the whole 9 yards. And then fucking Andrew shows up, and now they just live in his room and they love Andrew. Like, I do all the work, he gets all the cat. It's total bullshit, man. Fucking cats. Traitors.
That's why you don't get cats. I don't know.
Never get cats. Brian's cat is a sweetheart, though.
Sophie?
Yeah. But she's very feisty. She likes to scratch. We're still waiting for the game to load, if anyone's wondering. Or to get on pause
Yeah, I
here,
think,
so.
yeah, it looks like Sand King's reconnected, but we're still paused, so I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll get ready here in case the game does start.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the heroes more?
No, not really.
What do you want to talk about, buddy?
I don't know.
This is your time.
I want to have like a good catch up, but
Yeah.
it feels like maybe the stream is not the place to do that. But we should.
I don't even want to know where this conversation is headed. I know.
No.
This is getting a little
We
weird.
can open it up to the chat. What do they want to know about?
Yeah. Question time.
There's a
Time's
2-minute
yours.
delay, so it's kind of
Yeah, and
kind of
in
tricky.
2 minutes, if we're still here, we'll start answering questions.
Yeah. Yeah, this game's getting away. Came back to cast Dota, not to.
Well, welcome
lovely.
to casting Dota. A lot of sitting around and waiting. You know, this is why maybe we were a little annoyed at the new schedule for Starladder because they've added more buffer time between games, and
Yeah.
you know, when games go smoothly, then the game ends and you have like 45 minutes of nothing to do. But when this happens, I guess it has its benefits. It means we probably won't
Yes.
run behind schedule.
We'll
hope.
see. We'll see. Team's ready to go. Here we go.
All right, guys. At long last, we're back inside the game here. It's Starladder Season 9, day number 2, Korea region action underway. Or that would have been a kill.
Didn't have cold feet either, so when these supports hit level 2 and you get a Burrow Strike into a cold feet, this lane gets even more miserable for Batrider. He's just going to get completely zoned out. Sandking can pull, can stack, can go for that sort of 2 points in Sandstorm by level 3 to help him jungle if he wants to be greedy. And the AA can just, like you say, one of the few heroes who can trade hits with offlaners.
Yeah, he really is one of the very few. But I guess the other thing to look at is the opposite off lane, and which is a Treant tri-lane. And frankly, even though Mirana's not going to have the best time, what is a Treant really going to do to zone her out? So I feel like the off lane vastly favors MVP right now.
Yeah, it's at least a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the Mirana offlane generally. You can see Mirana just forced to leap out of here. Has only got 100 experience. I think Batrider's actually getting more out of the offlane than Mirana is so far. Mirana's going to go check the 2-minute rune. Can't even go throw an arrow at mid because isn't level 2, has leap level 1. So I maybe
is true.
disagree. And I think even though No Problem almost lost Batrider for first blood, I still think he's getting more than the Mirana.
Well, these supports have left the lane. We'll see the Ancient Apparition check the bottom rune, Luna holding the lane for now, and Sunbee, with only a level 1 Burrow Strike, will go to pull. But it's not stacked. Have they stacked anything yet? No, not. They're not really being very efficient in the woods here.
Yeah, if you get the pull through and go for a double, triple pull, it's probably okay, which I imagine.
But that
they'll
that
look for.
offlane is so good at leeching that experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to keep them out. And near this cliff, it's so much
Yes.
easier.
Yeah, you just sit in the low ground there. Well, there is the other thing. We are looking at an Exort Invoker, so MVP.
And 6. Sure, there's a lot of harassment on the puck, but that's on the... Two now, they have not stacked at all, so this bat's not going to have the fastest time rotating into the jungle. And has leveled up Firefly here, but he also gets Golem, so he is just...
Gonna dodge this one. It looks like he's gonna go down to one more right click. Chasing is the Bat Rider, has another sticky napalm. Ranto's come all the way from bottom lane.
Soul Assumption, Arrow's gonna... And they can't get the Soul Assumption off in time, got fogged.
Ranto, was he in the jungle? Oh, yeah, he was in the jungle, it looks like, because he had abandoned the offlane.
Yeah, he rotated jungle and they started stacking for him, and now... A level hungry lineup, getting a solo kill mid. The puck did almost go down, but in the end he lived. So the levels are really lacking here for NP. Level 3 supports even, but then you look at the safe lane. Luna's almost 6, Slark is only 4, so a big discrepancy there.
Yeah, Slark is going to have a big impact on the game, but Slark's hero I feel needs the levels more than the actual farm, and this is where having the supports just leeching a lot of this experience kind of hurts him. But it's a Visage. Visage also needs that levels.
Mid lane, Arrow did connect, and now Danny jumps in. He's got the ultimate here. Will he pop it though? Sticks up, drops it, but the turnaround comes from the living armor. Phase shifts, jukes away, and will live to fight another day, but that was with a really good arrow too. Pretty long duration stun, and well, living armor proving to be quite a nuisance here.
Yep. Alright, well, it's just keeping up the pressure, I guess, and MVP already with a 2-kill advantage, so we'll not be too worried about not getting that. The main worry is going to come when Slark starts rotating around the map. I'd love to see Sagoon pick up that TP scroll, be ready to help out these other lanes. He's only level 5, so maybe he waits till he's 6, but he needs to be able to help out when these dives are coming, because MVP, we saw bottom lane, will just dive these towers.
And if this turns into a farm war, and that is a losing game for NP, they're up against...
He doesn't really take the safe lane with Slark there, so maybe he just needs to go to the jungle. It looks like Cynical is stacking camps for him, so this will help out quite a bit.
I would have liked to see more of this earlier, especially when they were running the Trilance Piranha. They weren't really keeping her out, but mid lane, Dubu tanks the Cold Snap, one more right click will bring him down, gets the kill. And that Ancient Apparition just grossly underestimating the damage output of Invoker. Also, Danny had ult and silence, but didn't choose to go, so some clear miscommunication from the team.
Yeah, a bit low on mana it looked like, but I think there was, yeah, like you say, miscommunication, not quite sure what they wanted to do.
I really think that was the right play from Danny. With living armor, there's no way they're getting that kill, and they just shouldn't have gone for it.
Yeah, I think he knew he couldn't get an AA, was just completely blindsided and thinking, okay, 2v1, we've got this, and Invoker, his damage output's pretty scary with Forward Spirits plus Gold Snap.
Yeah, you've got Chilling Touch, well, I've got Cold Snap.
Yeah.
So I just give you the pow right in the kissa.
Ranto just found the 2 stacks, the big camp as well as that medium camp, and he's up to 1200 gold, so not even finishing his Tranquil Boots. It looks like he just wants to try and get the blink as fast as possible.
Yeah, and it still will be a decent blink timing, especially if he just rushes it here. Maybe completes the Tranquil Boots, and looks like he'll do it, but then after that, straight into blink, and with no mana cost, he can pretty much get away with no bottle or anything like that, so... The new Blink Dagger changes really made these Blink rushes a lot more viable. And speaking of which, I think Sumbi's going to rush one here as well.
Yeah, I guess he could be getting the Arcane Boots in 100 gold, but I don't think you need the Arcane Boots as early as possible unless you have a team who desperately needs it, which is not really what MVP have.
Cold snap mid, but Danny's baiting this one as he's got some support coming. It's Adam here with an Eclipse, drops it, 1, 2, 3, 4, down he goes. Oh boy, that
was a cool little play.
There was no time to even pop a living armor there. That was like, maybe there was a split second, but that was real tough.
Wasn't going to save him either against the Eclipse. Luna with a nice little rotation there, something you wouldn't expect to come in. And already with Tread's Helm with the Dominate, this Luna is farming really well. On same CS as the Slark, but it just...
And zacking the as well.
Yeah. Even though Slark and Luna have the same CS, it really feels like Luna's just going to offer a lot more this game.
Especially that combination of the Ancient Apparition and the Luna. Just think about the damage that your team gets when you add those two up. It's got to be like almost 100 plus damage per auto attack per hero, and that's a lot. They'll go in on the Slark top lane, but for the time being, he's fine. He manages to get out of the stun with a Dark Pack. Then Andrew leaps away. The backup has arrived in the form of Danny, but no coil here. Has a silence, drops the orb, and well, actually doesn't have mana for silence now. Well, he's got the stick charges, but not going to catch Sagan, who should really be absolutely fine. And Danny will just rotate back mid, but a death there, but on the All-Flame Mirana, still we see a lot of farm for the Luna.
Yeah, he left the Visage there to die, but it's still... Slark needs to just get on the board, start getting these kills, and start setting some stuff up. And Visage, he gets the kill before he goes down, so he gets some experience, some gold, and needs to just hit that level 6 so he can start offering a lot more to this team.
And it's really got to be this Blink Dagger for Bat. Once he gets that, once they get, like you said, the level 6 on Visage, they got to go. Like, they cannot just sit back and farm. Luna, if they wait too long, Sankey will have his own Blink. Luna might have her BKB or the Yasha, some additional item, and that's going to be trouble. Arrow will fly, but slightly off the mark, connects on a creep, and the tier 1 will fall top, so more space for the Slark, the Bat, to move around and set up kills here, and we'll have to see when they look to do it. Blink is just now secured for Anto, so within 1 minute, we should see the first Blink attempt, and I feel this is a very important attempt.
Yeah, the timing is pretty good for No Problem. They've got Invoker just hitting level 9, so he's got the double Forward Spirit. Your Visage is about to hit level 6, and then, like you say, the Blink Dagger on Batrider just up, so they've pretty much got most of their kind of good early game core items. Slark has gone for a drums here, didn't go for like a Shadow Blade rush or anything. He can easily take part in fights now, hitting level 8, having Treads, drums, and a Magic Wand.
Yeah, against MVP, though, he...
Spells both hit invis, so you cannot rely at all on that ulti to save you.
First smoke from Ranto. Blink's online. Radiant Observer Ward's here. And I believe he did pop the smoke quite a bit away from this area. So it's not spotted, but hey, it's 12 minutes in. That's been missing. Shouldn't come as a huge surprise either. And Sunbi is just waiting mid for the jump. So they are completely prepared. But in fact, Ranto makes a different rotation. Heads towards top. He'll try and find the weak point here in the form of this Mirana. And with the Sunstrike ready, 4 points up. This could be a kill, a blink. A lasso will fly. Is the Sunstrike going to come through? Just a leap from the Slark. Mirana leaps out right as it ends on the latch and might actually end up living. No Sunstrike yet. No Sunstrike. Didn't even bother to invoke it. What? I feel like you at least give that a shot.
Yeah. Blink gank, that's your big timing that you'd hope something to come from, and they don't get anything.
Speaking of blinks, Puck's got one now, but Danny jumps right in on KSH, underestimating the Forward Spirits. Perhaps Ancient Apparition ult comes in, will secure the kill. The Forward Spirits might bring Danny down on the way out, sticks up, phase shift at the ready, but good movement, they plink him down. And in the end, not a bad trade,
but it doesn't look good.
it's considered. A solo for a solo.
No
experience,
No
though,
experience for any of NP's heroes. Cynical couldn't even get quite in range for it, so
A win for MVP.
A win for, yeah, win for, you've got a level 11 puck now against a level 10 Invoker, so not a huge difference. Invoker has got the Midas running, so he's going to level a bit faster on that, but he's died 3 times this game, so...
The Luna's the real problem, though. I mean, look at this triple stack. NP are not going to keep up in a flash farm war. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and 2
And Luna's going to use the
gold.
farm better as well.
Let's see if Luna goes for that sort of safer BKB straight, or we look at something a bit more, I guess, damage-oriented.
Well, I heard a Sunstrike, but not sure what it was for.
Everyone's full HP, so...
Yeah, just a tactical Sunstrike, perhaps.
Yeah.
And Cynical is going to find the Ancients, drops a Sentry here. Will kill off the Centaur, but that's not going to matter too much. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, Sunbeam on the run wants to burrow to the low ground. A crucial time for him not to die, as he almost has Blink Mana.
ALT
Blink
flies
Money.
top. Andrew's going to get a kill here on the tree, and it looks like FX
Oh.
goes down.
We have all heroes. Normally
Yeah.
not an easy solo kill.
And
Wow.
this treant's only level 5, so I think he was just trying to... He was off on his own, just trying to get that level 6 ulti up, and Miranda just found him alone, already like half HP.
So a trio. There's a lot of physical damage from Exhort Invoker and Familiars. BKB would not be bad, but I think you can make a solid case for going Mantis.
There's not much AoE. That's always the problem with Mantis Cell. If your illusions just instantly die to like 1 or 2 nukes, but as far as AoE goes, Invoker has a couple
Radiant's
spells.
bottom
Like
tower
you've got
has
your
seen
Chaos
better
Meteor,
days.
Deafening Blast, but none of these other heroes will actually just instantly kill Manta illusions.
And although there's a Sentry here, they have
Radiant's
no
bottom
vision right
tower
now
is
of the
under
Ancient,
attack.
so
I
Luna
feel
will
sad
begin
for
farming those, has backup from the Ancient Apparition. And now the Sand King... And where's that backup from the Sand King channeling? Epi blinking up onto the high ground, catches one. The stick charges keep Adam alive. Sunbee baits him in and picks them all.
That
Well,
like, Luna survives the whole thing. ALT going to go in mid. This will probably stop this push, may even keep this tier 1 tower alive. Heroes are coming in. They're invis as well. The Mirana Moonlight Shadow's been popped in.
there's a blink coil. Will they
Yeah.
get in range? Sentry wards at the ready. But they don't know. The blink. The ult. It could come. Not going in yet. They don't have an epicenter follow-up. No Ancient Apparition ult. And probably wise not to force this. Arrow will fly. Slightly off the mark.
They just got a MVP, just got their killed. Actually, they haven't killed all the ancients yet, but they didn't die. Luna stayed alive. Not to mention, they got the tier 1 top tower with the puck, so that was a big win for them. Now they're going to get the deny on mid lane.
Boy, just one after the other. Victories all going MVP's way. And now a puck on the way out. Has a phase shift, but not using it yet. Tries to orb away, phases as well, but the flame break pushes him back into the flames. However, is kept alive by a well-timed Lucent Beat and a Burrow Strike follow-up. They bring down the bat, keep their puck alive, and suddenly an Eclipse right into, well, 5 creeps, 2 heroes, and on top of it a 4th Spirit. But they're still winning the fight. Worst Eclipse I've seen in ages. Doesn't matter. Arrow magically gonna just run right through the Visage mid lane. Now a double stun coming on to Andrew. And Cynical just going ham here, gets Burrow Strike. Will he get the kill? No, the Living Armor removed. Looks to be in trouble. Sunstrike's gonna fly, gets the double kill.
He had Sandstorm too.
What is going on?
Sand
This-
King.
What is going on with my Dota today?
Sand King thought he was okay there, but I mean, he was okay. He had Sandstorm. All he had to do was cast it. Would have given him some extra damage as well onto Cynical, but he thought he could just sit around. I don't know.
And I believe Familiar stuns were on cooldown too, and they
Yeah.
were not in position anyway.
No.
So
Either way, though, MVP get a huge victory, and I've never seen a lineup with Visage Invoker struggle so much to actually get kills. Like they'll get a good initiation, but then the heroes keep surviving on like 100 HP. With a Visage, like that.
they're all just tanky. Like there's no mech on this team, but we do see an Ancient Apparition halfway to Ags.
Yeah.
Mirana going for just some cost-effective HP items.
Like, this
And I
Puck
guess some of these
Luna
other
just-
heroes are just hard to kill.
Yeah, Puck and Luna just keep getting away with getting caught out in slightly out of position. The Puck waited a bit too late to orb out. Your Luna's being caught like at the ankles and stuff, but they just don't actually get the kills, no problem. That's really becoming a big problem. They need to execute these games.
I think no problem's a misnomer. They got all kinds of problems here right now, my
Yeah.
friend. Putting it mildly at that, but
It's only a 2k gold deficit, but it's
like
Asher into BKB, and that'll, at this point I guess he's just thinking, well, let's just stay alive in these fights, so make sure I can do as much damage as possible. Already level 13, this Luna can right click hard even just with a Yasha.
there will be a smoke right now from Team NP, and they rotate towards the top lane where Mirana is waiting. Even if she dies, though, just not really the biggest hero to kill, but maybe they can turn it into a push. That would be a big victory. Unfortunately, they lead with the Treant Protector. What are they doing?
This is just
Poor execution. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy.
well, there's your BKB up on Luna, and it looks like NP just going to back off from the top lane. They realize their openings already gone. Moonlight Shadow actually popped here as
And
MVP.
they saw the Slark with this Observer Ward, but can they kill him? It's going to be tough. He does use Dark Pact. There's a Blink Silence. If he actually doesn't Dark Pact this right, gets Blink Silence. Now, could pop the ult, needs the follow-up. Ancient Apparition ult coming through. Coil's there, but he runs right out. Will break the coil. Is there a Blink Burrow Strike Sand King? Not yet here. He's running up through the jungle, but not able to get in range. Meanwhile, an arrow wildly off the mark, or quite off the mark, I should say, but won't matter in the end.
Yeah.
They don't get the kill.
There was an observer board spotting it coming in for Slark, so they'll get dewarded now as MVP realize that they'd been spotted going into the jungle, but MVP just, I think they're okay just to sit back, get a bit more farm with the Luna, get your next couple of items going. Slark is not going to be that scary of a late game carry. He's going to have a BKB in the next few minutes, but I guess BKB does counter the majority of their damage right now, but I still feel like he's only, at best, he maybe kills off one hero, but you've got Mirana with Leap, you've got Sand King who can Burrow Strike Sandstorm, you've got Puck who's very evasive as well, so I feel like it's going to be hard for Slark to do much more than maybe kill someone like the AA.
And to go back to the point that we've been making, NP just has not gotten enough done for their draft. In terms of gold and experience, they're down. But more importantly, they just haven't put any pressure on this Luna. She's been free farming all game, 157 CS. Their lineup needs to get killed, and they are just flat out not getting killed. And meanwhile, bottom lane, an Epicenter Blink combo comes in, arrow to secure. And they will grab the kill on the Slark, even through his ultimate. And that's where, again, there's just so much AoE damage, it just doesn't matter if he's got the ult.
Yeah.
And that was without Ancient Apparition's ult, which is normally essential to kill him.
And now they transition into pushing. They'll get this tier 2 tower, they can swing mid, get the tier 1. Maybe consider Roshan. I guess it's still only about 20-ish seconds before Slark's back, so they want to be a bit careful. But their team fight's just so much scarier, and they've only got 3 heroes bottom. AA's already gone top to keep farming his ags. Puck's sitting mid, and they're pushing bottom with just 3 heroes here. I think they've suddenly realized, wait, we only have 3. Let's be a bit careful.
And we have no Epicenter here either, so we really need to be careful. But Luna with BKB, if she gets it off, NP, at this point, I mean, they do have good physical damage, so they can kill her, but they need to pull her into, like, the Forge Spirits, the Familiars. If they're not in position when the lasso goes, it's not going to work. But either way, damage is done by MVP. They push in the lane, they rotate, they cause 4 hero rotation bottom, and all the while, like you said, they're farming other lanes. So if they just keep up this tempo, find a kill, rotate into farming, and keep NP reactive instead of letting NP dictate the game, they're going to take it for sure.
AOT going to hit the Invoker mid. There's going to be a Blink Sun to follow this one up. I don't think they...
And an arrow, but it's just a little bit too late. Now a Cold Snap, turning around on Sunbeam. Don't think they'll get this kill. Nice use of Sandstorm there, and will retreat. Now Moonlight Shadow, but there's a Dire Observer Ward here. I don't know if it was quite in range. I think it just saw them. Maybe not, as the Slark gets caught out. Blink, silence, and suddenly a Deafening Blast. They secure a kill. The Slark will fall despite the Deafening Blast now. MVP consider to retreat. Eclipse gets popped right onto a creep wave. Once again, Adam, come on, my friend. You're killing me, Holmes. But nonetheless, they'll stand strong and fight, even with another pretty fail Eclipse, and still like secure 2 for 1.
Yeah, I think he lucked out a bit with that one. He's actually going to go down here. There's a lot of burst damage coming in. He's so low, he finally goes down. But Invoker now on the run. Puck going to miss the orb here as Invoker goes.
Arrow on a fly, another arrow on an Invis hero. What a play by Andrew.
Go.
My goodness.
Treant. They know he's nearby, but he can't quite find him. They haven't got the detection they need. And this T1 mid tower still full HP, so...
Well, living armor is very annoying, I guess. But, I mean, gods, again, this is, like, every single Luna ult, aside from that first one, has just been useless, and they're still winning these fights.
He did that one actually, there was 5 creeps there, and I think only 1 or 2 of the beams actually hit the creep wave. I think he got a bit lucky with the RNG. Not that there was so many heroes around, the damage got spread and was unnoticeable. Especially now with the mech on the Visage, but NP, they hold their tier 1 mid tower, so NP...
solo kills available for him at this point. You're looking at an Ancient Apparition with
Luna just does so much more late game than Asai.
there's another Sunstrike towards the Ancients. They know Adam's here. Eclipse is speaking of wards, there are sentries just littered all over the middle lane. 5 and Q do not want to get caught off guard by Moonlight Shadow again. Here comes Batman. Well, he'll juke the arrow. Not gonna initiate though. Will retreat.
Well, I don't. That's a. Like on the top of this staircase here, but yeah.
Right. This is a pretty common ward spot
Yeah,
as well.
so we're seeing a different ward spot, and it kind of works well because MVP are constantly trying to kill off this ancient stack, and they're also just dewarding a lot around this top river point. So we'll see if they can maybe get an opening out of this. They've got vision of the Luna killing these ancients right now, but
with this kind of backup, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And she is still farming well, despite. I mean, it's not an incredible farm, but it's definitely solid. 200 CS to 25 minutes. And again, it's just more than NP. And NP, I feel at this point, it's almost where we need to see like big items on the Invoker. Like get up something like a Scythe Device, which he's working towards.
Yeah.
And probably they'll need a big damage item on the Slark, be it an Abyssal Blade. I mean, I'm not sure what else he would go for at this point, but...
Yeah, I think you don't go too... If you go defensive, like a Skadi or something... If the Luna's going Butterfly, you go MKB, but I think the Abyssal Blade's kind of the best way to go.
Some big DPS item. They really need it. And she's not too far off of Satanic either. 1,500 gold up, has Recipe gold. Just needs to farm the Revert, so we should see it by around the 30-minute mark, assuming no further aggression. And yeah, overall...
It could just be the casual helm, like you... They're going to push them back. They have got a mech, but they haven't got any urn charges. They've got living armor as well to help heal up after the ice blast, but in team fights, I think this Ag's ulti could just cause a lot of problems.
Honestly, this is like one of the most annoying abilities in the game right now. Well, Ag's upgrade, it is just insufferable to play against. So frustrating, and it's where, honestly, your team probably needs 3-4 BKBs to deal with it. Otherwise, you get hit by that in an epicenter, that's probably a team wipe.
I remember talking yesterday with Andrew, and it's like, kind of discussed, like, is potentially the best Aghanims upgrade in the game.
Right. I mean, there's some that sound really sweet, like, I think Night Stalkers on paper sounds amazing. It used to be considered very strong, but...
It's not like a core item.
And it's still, all it does is give you vision, which is great and important, but Ancient Apparitions ult gives you vision and does a shitload of damage as well.
Yeah.
And it's a support that single-handedly forces out like a pipe or mass BKBs. There's not many others that do that.
And there's no other support in the game where you would not go for like 4-star, Urn, all these other items. AA is just like, I'm just going to go straight Ags. He had brown boots, Ags, no other items in his inventory. Any other support here in the game, you're thinking, got to maybe get a 4-star before I go for my next big item, or get a Blink Dagger along the way, even get an Urn or a mech, but AA is just like, oh, straight into these big items.
Yep, guys, if you are just joining us, this is only our first of 4 games.
Oh, that's subtle sponsor plug.
Is HOT6 an internet provider?
No, HOT6 is like Korean energy drink. I don't know if it's energy drink, but it's like Korean Red Bull, basically.
I get it. He's saying he's getting a HOT6.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
I'm a little slow in the uptake today, apparently.
it's okay. Watch enough Korean random stuff to...
That's actually an interesting topic. You are a staunch anti-energy drink hater.
Yep.
Everyone else loves him.
Here you go.
You know, we've got everyone else on the Red Bull. You got yourself a Red
No,
Bull.
that was Roland got them.
Roland got 2 for me.
Well, no, I don't think he realized I didn't want to drink it. So.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, Roland has been just like, he's just like, he has a Red Bull at like 5 in the morning and then goes to bed an hour later. I'm like, what is the point of that? But just likes the taste, I guess. I don't know. Everyone else likes the energy drinks, but you are just not a fan.
tea fan. I need to find some good tea.
Hipster.
Anyone in LA area who knows where you get good loose leaf tea, tweet at me.
Loose leaf tea.
I'm too lazy to Google. I'm sure I could find somewhere with Google or order somewhere online, but you don't have loose leaf tea at like many supermarkets here. Maybe Whole Foods would, but
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
not
some
sure.
like legit loose leaf tea though.
Loose leaf tea. Just
You know what
a
disgusts me?
mouthful.
I was like at Trader Joe's, and they have their coffee section is bigger than their tea section. Like,
Oh, that's how it should be.
there's one kind of coffee. Coffee's coffee.
Sweet nectar. Are you
Tea-
kidding me?
Tea comes in like so.
That's like saying beer is beer. Come on.
It's okay. I know. I mean, I do enjoy coffee, but sometimes. But like
You
tea,
don't
there's-
hate it as much as energy drinks.
tea. There's like so many different flavors. Like there's just so many different kinds of tea. It's like there's not tea isn't tea. Like coffee is coffee. It's a single drink. Tea's like a more overarching concept.
God's tea is not a drink.
Tea is a way of life.
It's a philosophy. What the hell?
No.
Well, I can't argue with that. There's a Roche attempt now. Is Dubu going to scout it? The pings are coming out from the Dire side so far. Radiant Observer is here, but they smoked in for it, so it has not been scouted. And now with an Ancient Apparition ult flying in, a Sand Cane at the ready for the level 2 epicenter. This could go ugly. The ult will connect on 3, forces out a retreat while the Luna comes in, starts with a Lucent Beam, walks into the pit, a 2-hero, blink, stun, followed now Sunbeam on the way out. The Eclipse will fly. That one was quite good. Just murdering Cynical, bringing him low, dropping him fast, killing him off along with his familiars who might die here as well. On the backside of play, the Visage falls, and now on the front side, it's up to the Invoker to retreat. Orbs cooling down. Can they find him? Another disconnect and another pause. Oh, the misfortune.
All right, back to talking about tea.
T.
that Luna finally gets an eclipse off.
That was a good eclipse.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
It helps when you're in the open space around the Roche pit and there's no creep waves around. But yeah, I think MVP can probably go for this Roche. They know the Invoker's really low, unless they gets like an Orb plus Waning Rift of his life. The Invoker should be okay, but
I would say, I actually think it's like 50-50 whether or not he lives here.
yeah.
Especially with the way Andrew's been, just these arrows on Invis heroes.
He's got 5 seconds on the arrow. The Orb Waning Rift will be up a bit earlier.
And do they have any detection? They have nothing. No gem. Actually, that's an interesting thing to talk about here because for me, if you're up against
Yeah.
Mirana, like you just have to get a gem.
I'm surprised neither team's gotten a gem.
And yeah, and there's a tree on the other side too, and the Invoker. I would have liked to see an earlier gem. I think we'll see in our Chinese games coming up later this week how important they are. But KSH just hides in the trees. No, he's shown them where he is. There's a blink south. Why didn't he go for the silence there?
Andrew, because he ran up and Andrew got hit by the Ghost Walk, so I think he thought that the Invoker was below the Mirana, but it was above the Mirana.
Sunchik will fly, catches Adam on the tree, got flame breaked up here, and now he's completely trapped. Missed the flame break, but that's the only way you can end up there. Now Ranto on the run, and we'll see a TP out attempt. He gets flame break back to the low ground. If he gets bashed, where's the bash? No bash available. Now up to the Slark. He jumps on Andrew. BKB was popped. Now they just want to retreat, wait out this BKB, and go for the escape. There will be a blink away and a retreat out. Dubu, maybe not so lucky though. He gets caught, latched up, pushed back, and brought down. And with the Invoker living, he provides a lot of support to turn that fight around, as well as the bat. Double flame break for the win.
Slack gets his first kill of the game. That really tells the story of this game. MP, if they can get this Slack involved and they're going to get him an Aegis here perhaps, maybe they give it to the Invoker instead, but Slack, if he gets a damage item up and starts actually getting kills and taking people out in fights, suddenly this game can still turn for no problem.
Sunbeam smoked his way towards Roche, wanted to get there in time, and they know NP doesn't have the best damage, but it just wasn't enough. Meanwhile, there's a blink blast mid onto Andrew. Gets caught, latched in position, nowhere to run. The leap isn't going to go through, and he will end up going down. 700 gold. That was a mega kill they just ended, and the Roche going their way, and suddenly NP are right back in this.
3k for Sagoon, that's his basher if he wants to buy it, and It's going to get a bit more farm at top, and this is where having the treant on your team, keep all your towers alive. We've only seen MVP take 2 tier 1 towers, and they've been in control, and it seems like they've been pushing lanes constantly, but they just haven't actually got towers.
With a Luna as well.
No problem have pushed more towers, and like, what are they've Invoker to push with, but apart from Invoker, they...
And I guess Familiars. They're not bad, but they're not like an amazing push lineup either.
Late game Invoker's pretty scary, and Invoker's got a Scythe of Ice, so...
This is where the Luna is very vulnerable here.
If this game goes another 10 minutes, you get your Invoker up into his level 20s, you get him more points in the Wex, you get him an Aghanim Scepter, you even think about later on getting a Refresher. I think the no problem late game is actually comparable to MVP.
And well, as for the Luna, she's going for Butterfly, which means if she gets Hex, she's just food. But Ranto, baits out the coil a little bit late from Danny. Had an opening there to drop it. Speaking of Danny, he's got Lincoln Sphere, and I feel Hex is just a much stronger choice.
Okay.
Puck Lincolns. And Marana going one as well.
They just really worried about the Bat Lasso, I guess, but...
Smoke.
I think it's okay to get 1 or 2 Lincolns and you can use it on teammates if whoever's in the front lines, but they will need a Hex ultimately.
There's a Firefly popped, and now just Luna Illusion pushing bottom while she TPs out. Moonlight Shadow will keep her alive, and she'll rotate. But going for Butterfly here means if she attacks, she's just got no HP and no evasion, so very vulnerable to getting picked off. That's where the Satanic is definitely the safer choice, but we'll see if she ends up getting caught with the double Lincolns. It won't be easy for them to bring her down, assuming they use it on the Luna. Mid, there's a blink, a Hex, and a lasso, but Sunbee's at the ready. Blinks in, burrows the other way. Now Andrew leaping out, Sunbee though, running through the fire, burning to the meteor, drops to the tornado, almost down, but not quite yet. Eating the sticky napalm, Sunstrike, got him, boys! They bring him down. And now, well, they've killed off the Sick King. Lasso is on cooldown. Ancient Apparition connected on a few, and we'll see them tick down very, very low, but they will end up, well, not very low, but pretty low, and they'll end up living.
After those pauses, I just feel like we're watching like Act 2 of this game, and this is just, we're seeing a completely different team come out of no problem. They're playing a lot better. I mean, they're not getting too overly aggressive, but they're just finding kills now.
The Hex was, the Lincolns was popped, and now Danny gets Hexed. Moonlight Shadow not available. There's a leap, a latch. Danny's gonna go down here. Phase shifts, but Ancient Apparition coming in. No, he blinks away. He actually lives. What a magician. That Ancient Apparition connected on 3, and this aggression for now should be over from NP.
Yeah, nice attempt on the puck there. Break it with the cold snap, then get the Hex in afterwards, but not going to get the kill. NP will be forced back, but they're still holding their ground and just getting more and more farm. Like I think Slark's a hero who, well, he's not a true late gamer, but he hasn't actually got late game items yet, so he's going to get a lot stronger, whereas Luna is kind of getting close to peaking. When you get the Butterfly up, sure, you still got the Satanic to go, but as far as items go, you're only getting so much stronger. And
I think it's where NP need to start the fight with a pick-off. If it is a true 5v5 and Luna gets to do her right-click, the Epicenter comes out, they get a coil off, Ancient Apparition hits his ult. I don't see NP taking that fight, but they really excel at just picking off one and then rolling the rest of the heroes up from there.
yeah,
So they just have to take a different kind of team fight from MVP.
I really like Batright in the late game too. I think he's one of those really underrated, like late game heroes. Just the
Lasso's just so good.
And that level 3 lasso has a 50-second cooldown, so it comes up so fast, and it really catches people by surprise with how fast you get a pick off. And late game, everyone's respawn time is like 80+ seconds, so you get a pick off. You can even wait for the next lasso before pushing, and you're pushing 5v4 with lasso up.
Speaking of the lasso, they found Dubu pulling back into the Ancients, into a cold snap and Familiars, and they'll bring him down. He does drop the ult before dying. But at least punish Ranto a bit. Now eats a Burrow Strike. Then comes the Marana as well. Eclipse is available. They've already popped the ultimate from the Triad, and now Luna comes in. Still has Eclipse prepared in the back pocket. Has not chosen to use it just yet. Dropping fairly fast here. And, well, forced back. Meanwhile, the Epicenter comes through, cleans up the Visage. Sagan, BKB comes out. But now he's just got to turn tail and run. An arrow will fly off the mark. Butterfly picked up in the midst of the chaos. And 3 heroes dead. Without the Eclipse even having been used, but there's no mod on Adam now. Slark comes in, feeds away the Aegis, but it was ending in 1 minute anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be it. Hex is ready though. Maybe they go on Andrew? Oh. Nope, not just yet.
Yeah, I saw Slark leaping, I'm like, what is he thinking? I'm like, okay, Aegis. he knows.
I had the same initial reaction.
Yeah.
The feed, but no. Tactical death?
Yeah. it kept the tier 1 alive. If he doesn't do that, I think they lose the tier 1 there, so why not? And now he's got a Scotty. This is... I feel a bit too defensive, maybe.
And I feel Scotty's underwhelming when it's this late. It's 35 minutes in.
It makes him a lot tankier, and the slow helps a bit against Luna, but...
But Luna's got BKB and Butterfly, right? Like, you need either MKB or Abyssal Blade at this point, it seems, to deal with her. Well, it really just puts pressure on their initiation now. They need a great Hex, a great Lasso, and if they get that off, they will be able to kill off the Luna, but the Slark won't be able to just dish out massive right-click damage in these fights. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah. Yeah, for NP, they're still they're not letting MVP walk all over them. And this is where going for these multiple Lincoln Sphere. MVP are like probably thinking, okay, we're not really pushing, but we're farming, we're winning most of these fights, but you're building into Lincoln Spheres, which aren't really it's not really an item that's going to win you the late game. It's just
like you get it, and then it's
passive.
like, okay, now we need a Hex, now we need a damage item on Mirana. Whereas you get those items, it's like, okay, now we can do something offensive.
Yeah, so double Lincoln Spheres just seems a bit overkill as far as defensive items go. Like
it does help this Luna a bit to stay in the front lines, but there's just so many ways to break it. There's a Blink, a Silence, and another 2-hero Epicenter. Here comes the ice, and here comes the pain. MP, they're going to lose their Invoker here. No way he lives through another 15 seconds of ticking down from the Ancient Apparition. Maybe tries to TP out, but he'll still be burning to death at the well. Sand King comes in, he dies at the well, and now they found Cynical as well. This will be probably 3 dead. Luna from the backside illusions, bringing around so low, should pick him off. That's 3 down. Make it 4 as Batrider does fall to the Luna Glaives. The lone survivor is Sagan.
Alright, we're going to go flying here, not going to find Sagan, and that's what I kind of expected more to happen like
he
5-10
found
minutes
him!
ago.
Sunby once again, but in a follow-up here.
They'll get tier 2 tower. They're going to probably just look to breach the high ground here with 4 heroes dead. Treant will be respawning soon. Invoker does have buyback, and he may be forced to use this one just to defend these Raxes.
And MVP, just a good timing to fight there. Right as the Aegis was already used up by the Slark, that's when they take a big team fight. And speaking of low cooldown ultimates, Dubu's got his, but he needs to go get some regen so he can use it in the upcoming fight. We'll see if he does it, as the heroes will start respawning now. Slark's online. They leap in on Adam. Slark does have his ultimate available in 1 second time, but he gets silenced, has no BKB. But a nice job creating some space here, stalling for the team. The power will fall though, and it goes to Adam, who suddenly has Satanic Gold just about.
Well, Invoker didn't have to use buyback. They've still got their Raxes standing, so NP, they're still in this game. But that's the kind of fight where suddenly MVP, we talk about them just having Lincoln Spheres, they'll suddenly have a lot of gold. They get 4 hero kills, 3 towers actually. They even got the tier 1 finally, and that's a big chunk of gold going towards some of these core heroes who do need their next item. Not so much the Luna, but the Puck, the Mirana. We could be looking at Mirana with a Desolator up soon. You could be looking at Puck with well on his way to a Hex. He's got 3.6k gold, so that's a big victory for MVP.
Yeah, and again, I just have... split push to stop this. They're just not very fast at it. Sure, Slark can push top, maybe he takes a tier 2, but this is not a Prophet with a Necro 3. This is not a Death Prophet, any sort of great split pusher, an anti-mage where he can threaten base. So MVP with Rax exposed will look to breach it, and MP will be forced to defend as a Boots of Travel Sand King rotates in. They pop the Moonlight Shadow. Still no gem online here for Team NP. And they're going to take, well, they're just going to start sieging here. Adam, 1 Lincoln Sphere online, Flamebreak comes in, and he's protected for now. They don't really want to go on a Cynical. Coming in, but from the backside comes the Slark, leaps onto Sunby. They found that pesky little Sand King, but no detection for...
costly for NP. Like they lose a range Rex anyways. The melee Rex being kept alive for 3 buybacks. Not gonna be worth it. That means when MVP respawn, they can look to go take Roshan. They don't have to worry about NP having buybacks, and they're just gonna sit back. They have buyback on Luna. They've got buyback on these heroes that just died, but there's no need to use it. They're in no rush to end this game, and NP maybe they can try to get a Roshan fast here, but they haven't really got a good lineup for taking it down. Apart from Invoker, the heroes are not good at killing Roche.
Well, 41 minutes in, still nobody having actually breached the base. They did a lot of damage. They took down a range Rex, but they have not broken through the melee Rex, the real prize. So NP, having living armor, would like to see them heal up the melee racks at some point, but not doing so just yet. Meanwhile, it's up to Ranto. Goes in, just blink lassos immediately. Or no, blink forces, rather. Okay. So did not blow the lasso. Pops the Lincolns here, but that is the one benefit of these double Lincolns.
Yeah, even if you get that lasso off, it means you don't have the 4-staff to pull Andrew away from his team, so I don't think they get the kill anyway, so. And
even if they kill Andrew with using Lasso for that, then they just got to get the hell out because, I mean, Mirana's not a crucial hero at this point.
They're going Roach. This is
game losing if they get ganked here and die.
I think it's almost, at this point, they're getting just so out-farmed, it's almost unnecessary.
This is not how you want to start the Roche attempt. Ancient Apparitional coming in, connects on two. Slark hopping low, ate the arrow to the face. Now a blink, Impale comes in, but he does manage to leap up to the high ground. Actually got 4 steps away, I believe, to safety. Now in comes the trio, just buying time. Danny a little bit far, a bit overextended perhaps, as the Ancient Apparition ticks down the Invoker, and Sunbee on the prowl. Batrider gets caught once again. Sunbee's found another, reels it in. Secures the kill.
And these respawn timers are going to be very nasty because of all those buybacks. They instantly bought back, so you've got 80 seconds on Batrider as well as Invoker. Guaranteed Roshan, and we're looking at 2 sets of Raxes, I would say, possibly even GG right now.
Well, tier 2s are up, so maybe 1 set of Rax, but even maybe they just go throne and take a tier 4.
Yeah.
They might not break the base fully, but it's not looking good here for NP.
You've got a full minute, and that's without Batrider and Invoker, so that's your initiation gone from the Batrider, and all your AoE and your crowd control, your Hex on the Invoker's gone, so I think you're right. They can pretty much just go for tier 4s. It looks like they're going to go for the double Rax, so Andrew's already headed top, so he'll get the tier 2. And then they can swing top and get the top Raxes, which is a lot safer, because if you go for the throne and only get the 2 tier 4s and then NP hold, suddenly you're like, oh, all we got was 1 set of Raxes.
Well, they'll take whatever they can get, I suppose, at this point, NP, but I guess MVP showing them a bit of mercy, not just bringing the hammer down and ending the game right now, but a slow and painful death for NP. Likely in the Magi, and they'll pop a Moonlight Shadow.
They were spotted though. Observer Ward was there.
Dire Observer Ward. Well, they don't really need to be sneaky. Just go up top. Waste push.
Not so much wasting time, but just trying to do something sneaky, get some kills here, and they're going to get a Barrow Strike on 2 again.
Wow, another nice blink burrow, but the Ancient Apparition not quite so nice. Sagan does leap in, goes hard on the Sankey. They will bring him down. Suddenly, the trio gets popped, but they need some follow-up damage here as Luna just starts hitting like a truck. Eclipses, kills Sagan in the mid-leap. Animation won't even matter. That should be racked. That should probably be game. MVP, just overwhelming 5 in Q. No QO. It's a big problem, it feels, at least right now, as they've been run over. And now Cynical KSH trying to defend, but this Luna just hits way too hard. Glaives bouncing hither and thither. Gets some more kills. Danny's cleaning up. 44 minutes in. It will prompt a GG call. Cynical, well, he's been defeated here. The Aussies have fallen, gods.
Well, day one you said a lot of stomps. We've had ourselves a 44-minute, much more close game here.
Yeah, fairly close game overall.
Yeah. Well, that'll do things here for MVP and NP in our first game of Starlight Crew. We've got 4 games today, so a pretty action-packed day 2 of the Korean Starlight region. And well, so far it's MVP getting their